Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Yeah.
Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki jai.
Yeah.
Vrindavan Dham ki jai.
Yeah.
Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai.
Yeah.
Ganga Mai ki jai.
Yeah.
Mai ki jai.
Yeah.
Tulsi Devi ki jai.
Yeah.
Tulsi Devi ki jai. Kamaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Yeah.
Gaur Prem Anande.
Hari
Hari Bol.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
All glory to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Hari Hari Bol. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Shami Iti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We've taken a slight detour in our discussion of, what was that? In our discussion of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Chaitanya Bhagavat, where the description of Lord Chaitanya's first Sankirtan party is described on his way to Chandkazi's house. So we have that in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's very briefly described, at least the Kirtan party, but in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it takes up most of a chapter. So we read the Bengali. You have that version, Krishna Kirtan Prabhu?
Okay, you want me to share it? Okay.
Yeah.
This is what I was shared.
Oh, there's chapter 23. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be one after the other.
Yeah.
Oh, so there will be. So we'll have one after the other. There'll be a next text also.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Okay. So. Yeah. Okay. Does Mother Muktidatri, would you like to do the Bengali?
Hare Krishna Guru Pranam. সাঙ্গপাঙ্গ অস্ত্র পারিষদে প্রভু নাচে নরের শক্তি আছে।
Okay. Oh, it's twice. It's twice there. Okay. What human being has the ability to describe how the Lord danced with his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions? You see that in that Sangopangashta Parshade. It's reminiscent of the verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangopangashta Parshadam. Same idea. The Lord with his servants, etc. 155.
অবতার এমত কি আছে অদ্ভুত যাহা প্রকাশিলেন হইষা শচী।
The wonderful
Then only
pastime.
one.
Yeah, they have it twice. I don't know why they have the verse twice. Doesn't make sense to me. The wonderful pastimes manifested by the son of Sachi have never been manifested by any other incarnation. Commentary Gaudiya Bhashya by Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There are innumerable servants of Sri Chaitanya Dev. These servants assist in the pastimes of various incarnations of the fountainhead of all incarnations. Veda Vyas has described and will describe them in the course of compiling the Puranas. The verse, Krishna Varanam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangashta Parshadam Jangyar Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedhasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 5th chapter, 32nd verse, is found in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The author displays his humility by saying, a person like me has no ability to explain these topics like Veda Vyas. The wonderful pastimes that were manifested in the incarnation of Sri Satchidananda are not manifested in any of his other incarnations. Narrations of the various incarnations' pastimes that Veda Vyas has not described, as well as the preeminence of the Lord's magnanimous pastimes, have been manifested in the pastimes of the most merciful fountainhead of all incarnations. Questions, comments? Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Shapandantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Before speaking, I'd like to ask permission and blessings from the devotees, particularly those who are senior by age or advancement in Krishna consciousness. So a question might be brought up that Veda Vyas, the literary incarnation of God, he described the activities of many different incarnations of Krishna. He describes that all the incarnations of God are like waves of the ocean that continually come, and it's impossible to count them all, but he has chosen some that have come and some that were to come. So what avatars did Veda Vyas describe that were to come? We're in the future from when he was compiling the Vedas.
Buddha,
Yeah, Buddha. Any others?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
He very slightly
Kalki.
described Kalki, mostly. Kalki describes much or more elaborately, but in the instance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there's only 1-2 verses. That's about it. So one might say, well, how come he's describing others in more detail? Why is he describing only this small amount for Lord Chaitanya? What do you think?
He says that here, that's what I was asking this question. Will describe them. So this future, this is also compilation of Veda Vyas is considered his incarnation of Veda Vyas, isn't it?
Yes. He's the Vyas of the Chaitanya Leela, yeah. So he could have described them previously. He was able to see past, present, and future by his transcendental vision, but because of Krishna's desire, ultimately, he didn't at that time, leaving it for Veda Vyas at the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or subsequent to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vrindavan Das Thakur. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada would be asked, well, if Lord Chaitanya is God, then why didn't he spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world? Why are you doing it? And the answer was what?
He's kind. He left for us.
Yes, he left it for us. So there's a devotional service. Krishna likes to have everybody do devotional service, and he allows others to do devotional service too. Or in this case, Vedavyas in his previous appearance wasn't. He left it for Vrindavan Das Thakur, and he'll again describe it also further later. And and because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was considered a covered incarnation in that sense. So, oh, Krishna Kirtan. We were talking about the waves of the incarnations, and I see in your background you have all the waves of the incarnation.
Yeah, just to feel everyone happy.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay.
sitting at the beach. It's all illusion.
Okay. Next verse.
I was thinking of
Go ahead.
this line. This has always been described, the wonderful pastimes that were manifested in the incarnation of Sri Sachinandana are not manifested in any other incarnation. It's not only munificent, but but the activities is performed is very in other incarnations we don't find his opulence of singing and dancing with devotees. And here, rather the devotees may be singing and dancing, offering prayers for the Lord, but here the Lord himself is performing this. And that's a very unique and joyful situation. It's
Good point.
Sometimes inconceivable also to understand. That's why people may not accept very easily the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he inaugurated this Sankirtan, not only inaugurated, he danced, he engaged in the singing and dancing. It's a very, very unique situation. That's why people don't believe very, very much how God can do this.
So not only did he tell people to do it, he did it himself.
Yeah.
He talked about the love of God and he tasted it himself.
Yeah.
The nice verses there in the Caitanya Charitamrita initially. Anarpita charim chirat karunayavatirna kalo samarpitam manotojvala rasam svabhakti shriyam. He's doing what no other incarnation did. He's giving out love of God, bhakti, svabhakti shriyam, his wonderful devotional service. And how is he doing that? Well, one way is by this chanting of the holy names congregationally, as you very nicely pointed out. Thank you.
তিলে তিলে বাড়ে বিশ্বম্বরের উল্লাস, অপরাহ্ন আসিয়া হইল পরকাশ।
The happiness of Vishvambara slowly and steadily increased as the afternoon arrived. So apparently the plan was, although people were informed, the plan was to do the kirtan in the evening.
So he was doing in the afternoon?
Well, he was waiting. The plan was developed in the afternoon, but they're planning to do it in the evening. That's why they're getting all these torches.
Oh, on that basis. Yes. Mataji.
হরে কৃষ্ণ। ভক্তগণের চিত্তে কি হইল আনন্দ, সুখ সিন্ধু মাঝে ভাসে সব ভক্তবৃন্দ।
Well, there's differences though in the top and the bottom. In the bottom verse, there's no diacritical mark over the A in bhashe. That's interesting. Okay. Who can describe the ecstasy of the devotees? They all floated in the ocean, in an ocean of happiness.
What would be the reason?
For they're floating in the ocean of happiness.
Yeah, excitement for Sankirtan or excitement to civil disobedient movement, or
Our excitement to be in, to have the association of the Lord. Remember, prior to this, Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan was always within the house of Srivas Thakur. And many people were interested to participate, but they didn't. They weren't allowed. So this is the first time with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is coming out and doing the Sankirtan publicly for everybody to participate. So they get to participate in the Sankirtan. They also have the personal association of Lord Chaitanya and get to witness his chanting, his transcendental chanting and dancing as well.
it's like Jagannath Rath Yatra was planned. Devotees were so excited. Even though Rath Yatra was cancelled, still all the devotees gathered in the temple very enthusiastically. Also,
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'll move it to the next one.
নগরে নাচিব প্রভু কমলার কান্ত, দেখিয়া জীবের দুঃখ ঘুচিব নিতান্ত।
The husband of the goddess of fortune was to dance throughout the streets of Navadvip. On seeing this, the miseries of the living entities would be vanquished.
স্ত্রী বালক বৃদ্ধ কিবা স্থাবর জঙ্গম, সে নিত্য দেখিলে সর্ববন্ধ বিমোচন।
All moving and non-moving living entities, including women, children, and elderly people, would become free from all bondage simply by seeing his dancing.
কাহারো নাহিক বাহ্য আনন্দ আবেশে, গুধলি সময় আসি হইল প্রবেশে।
As dusk approached, everyone lost external consciousness in ecstasy.
কোটি কোটি লোক আসি আছয়ে দুয়ারে, পরশি যা ব্রহ্মাণ্ড শ্রী হরিধ্বনি করে।
I guess the reason they have the two verses is because one of them has the diacritic marks and the other doesn't. Maybe they thought that whoever compiled this thought, well, there's two different versions, so we'll put both versions. Just one has diacritic marks, the other doesn't. Who knows? Millions. How many millions of people gathered at the Lord's doorstep? Their loud vibration of Hari's names penetrated the universe.
হুঙ্কার করিলা প্রভু সচিরানন্দন, শব্দে পরিপূর্ণ হইল সবার শ্রবণ।
The loud roaring of Sachi's son filled the ears of everyone there. Usually you think of a lion roaring, but here we have Lord Chaitanya. This is like a lion. He's roaring also.
হুঙ্কারের শব্দে সবে হইলা বিহব্বল, হরি হরি বলে সবে দীপ জ্বালিল সকল।
As they all became overwhelmed by his loud roars, they chanted the name of Hari, and lit their torches. Have you ever been in a place where there was a roaring of a lion or an elephant? And it's quite shocking when they. So this is Lord Chaitanya's roar must be even more powerful than that. So they became overwhelmed by those roars, and they continued to chant Hari. Krishna Kirtan, you were going to say something.
Yeah, maybe it's like he's chanting, he's calling, he's enthusing devotees. You need bringing very enthusiasm. I was meditating on these verses. I was how wonderful scene it would be. Everyone is joyful and everyone is enthusiastic. At the same time, if I remember, said that they were sure that everyone will be kind of liberated, something the previous verse delivered. Isn't it say the children and women, everyone will participate and get benefited by this chanting?
Yes.
I think text 60 was mentioning that.
Yes, yes.
So everyone had a faith already by that time.
Whether they knew it or not, they got delivered.
Mm.
লক্ষ কোটি দিব্য সব চতুর্দিকে জ্বলে লক্ষ কোটি লোক চারিদিকে হরি বলে
Millions of torches were lit in the four directions, and millions of people chanted the name of Hari in the four directions.
কি শুভা হইল সে বলিতে শক্তিকার কি সুখেরও না জানি হইল অবতার
Who has the ability to describe that wonderful scene and the ecstasy that manifested there?
কিবা চন্দ্র শুভে কিবা শুভে দিনমণি কিবা তারা গণ জলে কিছুই না জানি
No one could tell whether the full moon had appeared, whether the sun had appeared, or whether the stars had appeared. And why was that? Why is that? Here we'll see.
Oh. Yeah, there, Mataji.
Hello?
Can you see the verse again? Cool.
You can see the screen?
Oh, this one, okay.
Yeah.
সবে জ্যোতির্মর্য দেখি সকল আকাশ জ্যোতিরূপে কৃষ্ণ কিবা করিলা প্রকাশ
The entire sky was filled with illumination. Perhaps Krishna had appeared there in the form of light.
হরি বলি ডাকিলেন গৌরাঙ্গ সুন্দর সকল বৈষ্ণব গণ হইলা সত্তর
As Gaurashunda loudly chanted the name of Hari, all the Vaishnavas got ready.
করিতে লাগিয়া প্রভু বেড়িয়া কীর্তন সবার অঙ্গেতে মালা শ্রী ফাগু চন্দন
The Lord then began kirtan in the midst of the devotees, who were all decorated with garlands, colored powder, and sandalwood paste. The phrase Shri Pagu Chandan refers to colored powder and sandalwood paste. In spring, it is customary to smear colored powder and sandalwood paste on one's body. From this, it is understood that Sri Gaursundar's pastimes of subduing the opposition to Kirtan took place sometime around Holi. So is there another incident that takes place around Holi as well? Famous
Lord
celebration.
Chaitanya.
What's that?
His appearance.
Gaur Purnima. Yeah. So it's the same. So around Holy Day, it's about the Holy Day around Gaur Purnima time, birthday celebration in some sense.
So it was showing here how the devotees were dressed with garland and with chandan on their forehead. We don't put chandan because it's cold country or something very much,
Yes.
or we don't like it.
No, it's because mostly it's cold. Of course, it takes to grind the sandalwood paste. It's a little. You have to make a lot of effort. Yeah, I'm sure you've ground the sandalwood paste. You have to grind it for a while before you get the good paste. So anyway, there was plenty of people to do that. Now we don't have many people to grind sandalwood paste. But in the summertime, I mean, so that's a good point you're making, is that for the Ratha Yatra, if it's still warm outside, we can grind some sandalwood paste and put it on the devotees if they like.
Yeah.
Not if they don't like. Well, think about that's a good. Make a note of that one, Krishna Kirtan Prabhu.
Yeah. And garland.
And garlands, sure. Of course, they must have had lots. If they had 1 million people, they had 1 million garlands. Right? Isn't it? 1 million garlands. Wow. Think of that. They were up making they made the garlands that afternoon because they just heard about it. They just heard about it just then. Okay.
Mataji.
করতালো মন্দিরা সবার শুভে করে কোটি সিংহ জিনিয়া সবেই শক্তি ধরে।
Their hands were adorned with kartal and wampers. Each one of them had the power to defeat millions of lions. So you have kartal and wampers. Wampers are the big things. Usually wampers are for outside, not inside, because they overwhelm the kirtan. So this is outside kirtan, right? Mostly. That's not a rule, but a preference. Make sense? They're very loud. Wampers are very loud, especially if you bang them.
Till now, many of other Gaudiya branches, they play wampers very loud. At least ISKCON, I see holy name is stressed. I said the mridang and kartal or wampers, they overtake the sound.
Yeah, that's a general concern. I think I mentioned probably that some temples. Well, the first time I went to India, some temples I went and there was no holy name chanting. It was just the sound of the kartals and the gong and everything. So it's become like that because the main part of the kirtan is the sound of the holy names. That's the kirtan. Everything else is supposed to be subservient or helping, going along. So if the louder the instruments are, then often they drown out the kirtan of the name. You don't hear the name. So that's things one has to be careful of. The instrument should be played relatively sedately, not too loud to overcome the chanting of the holy name. Yeah.
চতুর্দিকে আপন বিগ্রহ ভক্তগণ বাহির হইলা প্রভু শ্রী সচিনন্দন।
Surrounded by his devotees who were none different from him, the son of Sachi began to move forward. How are his devotees none different from him? What does that mean? Were they God? Mother Vindhyavali? How are they none different? You're muted.
Because Krishna is recited in their heart.
Yes, they're all. Yes, come on. Who else?
Soul is in everybody.
What's that?
Soul is in everybody. Krishna is in everybody.
So Lord Chaitanya has a soul also. So you're saying like Lord Chaitanya, they all have souls like that?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Everybody's heart.
Because we everybody is a part of parcel of
Krishna.
personality of Godhead.
Good. Very good. Very good. Yes. Because non-different in the sense that we're all energy. The energy and the energetic are one in one sense. Plus, another way they're non-different is that they're all engaging in the chanting of the holy names, and they're non-different in purpose, in involving in chanting and glorifying the holy name of Krishna. So that way, the word apana vigraha means his own forms. This refers to the devotees. The devotees surrounded the Lord on the four directions. Next verse.
And that also, as Panchatattva, is devotees are also manifestations of the Lord.
Yes. Panchatattva become Krishnam, Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam, Bhaktavataram, Bhaktakyam, Namami, Bhakta Shaktikam. Different. Lord Chaitanya in 5 features. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Bhaktavatar. Bhaktavatar is Advaita Prabhu. Yeah. Bhaktavatar and Bhaktakyam. Bhaktakyam is the form of a devotee. That's Srivas Thakur. And then Bhakta Shakti. Bhakta Shakti is Gadadhar Pandit. Different aspects of non-different from the Lord. Thank you, Krishna Kirtan Prabhu. Text 172.
প্রভু মাত্র বাহির হইলা নৃত্য রসে হরি বলি সর্বলোক মহানন্দে ভাসে।
When the Lord moved forward while dancing in ecstasy, everyone chanted the name of Hari and floated in waves of ecstasy.
সংসারের তাপহরে শ্রীমুখ দেখিয়া সর্বলোক হরি বলে আনন্দ হইয়া।
Everyone became freed from material suffering on seeing the Lord's beautiful face, and they all joyfully chanted the name of Hari.
জিনিয়া কন্দর্প কুটি লাবণ্যের সীমা হেন নাহি যাহা দিয়া করিব উপমা।
The Lord's beauty defeated that of millions of cupids. There is nothing with which it may be compared. We know this also in the what is that? Venam Kvanam Tamaravinda Dalaya Taksham Barhavatam Samasitam Buddha Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Oh, Krishna's beauty is like that. Even 10 million cupids defeats the beauty of that. So, in the material world, we have Miss Universe and the most eligible bachelor. So they're like a fig in the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Chaitanya Krishna.
তথাপিহ বলি তান কৃপা অনুসারে অন্যথা সে রূপ কহিবারে কে বাপারে।
Still, by his mercy, I am trying to explain. Otherwise, who is able to describe his beautiful form? It's a chintya, right? So beautiful. It's a chintya, but it's transcendental.
জ্যোতির্ময় কনক বিগ্রহ বেদসার চন্দনে ভূষিত যেন চন্দ্রের আকার।
His effulgent golden form is the essence of the Vedas. He was decorated with sandalwood paste and appeared like the moon.
চাঞ্চরচি করে শুভে মালতীর মালা মধুর মধুর হাসে যিনি সর্বকলা
His curling hair was decorated with a garland of jasmine, and his sweet smile defeated all artistic expression. So
It's
Lord Krishna is the
interesting,
source. Go ahead, go ahead.
It's interesting. His hair was decorated with jasmine. Lord has a unique decoration, looks like.
Yeah, yeah. He's the source of all beauty, the source of all artistic expression. So he's manifesting that. So, it's quite a contrast in say, for example, the Christian religion. There's usually they worship the form of God or the Son of God who's on a cross and being crucified in pain. And here is a different aspect of God. So joyfully beautiful, joyful, beautiful, surrounded by his devotees. Quite more, one might consider this more attractive than the other.
ললাটে চন্দন শুভে ফাগু বিন্দুষণে বাহুতুলি হরি বলে শ্রীচন্দ্র বদনে
His forehead was decorated with sandalwood paste and dots of colored powder. He raised his arms, and the name of Hari emanated from his moon-like face. So interesting that the dots of colored powder, I don't know if they're arranged symmetrically or not, but dots of colored powder are there. Because he also must have had some experience of this, the holy, right?
আজানুলম্বিত মালা সর্বঙ্গে দুলে সর্বঙ্গতিতে পদ্ম নয়নের জলে
His flower garland hung down to his knees. That hung down to his knees, swung to and fro. His entire body became wet with tears flowing from his lotus eyes. So the first two words, ajanu lambito, ajanu lambita, that means down to his knees, and then that's mala. The first verse of the Caitanya Bhagavad is ajanu lambita bhujo, kanukabatato, sankirtanaika pitaro. The arms of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, ajanu lambita bhujo. Bhujo means arms. They go down to his knees, just like the lotus, the flower garlands here are going down to his knees. That flower garland is a long flower garland, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a flower garland that goes down to your knees? It's quite substantial, no? Sometimes you get somebody puts a flower garland on and they take it off after a few seconds because it's uncomfortable. They don't have too much trouble. But here Lord Chaitanya is dancing with the flower garland. Next.
দুই মহাভুজ যেন কনকের স্তম্ভ পুলকে শুভয়ে যেন কনক কদম্ব
His two strong arms were like golden pillars. Being decorated with hairs standing on end, his body looked like a golden kadamba flower.
সুরঙ্গ অধর অতি সুন্দর দর্শন শ্রুতিমূলে শোভা করে ভ্রুযুগ পতন
His lips were enchanting, and his teeth were beautiful. His eyebrows stretched to the bottoms of his ears. That's something.
We used to play with Kodamba flower, Prabhu. It's really nice yellow color.
How
Yeah.
big are they?
It's like ping pong ball, the small ball.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes little bit bigger, sometimes like that. And just all yellow, and small, what I can say, white and yellow.
Ah, so that's
It's
like Lord
glowing
Chaitanya's.
really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Gajendra Jinia Skanda Hridaya Shupin Tohinge Shube Shukla Jagga Sutra Tikhin.
His shoulders defeated those of the king of elephants. His broad chest was decorated with a thin white Brahmin thread.
চরণারবিন্দে রমা তুলসীর স্থান পরম নির্মল সূক্ষ্ম বাস পরিধান.
Lakshmi and Tulsi resided at his lotus feet. He was dressed in supremely pure and fine cloth. So there's sometimes a controversy about whether Lord Chaitanya should wear a peacock feather, because it might disturb his mood as being a devotee of Krishna instead of Krishna himself. Well, here we see that the Tulsi is there at his lotus feet. And Tulsi is only offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, never to the spiritual master, even Srimati Radharani. So here, Tulsi is there at his lotus feet. So that's an indication that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead too.
What about Lakshmi Prabhu?
Huh?
Lakshmi.
And Lakshmi also. Yeah. Lakshmi Narayan, Lakshmi.
উন্নত নাসিকা সিংহ গ্রীব মনোহর সভা হইতে সুপ্রিত সুদীর্ঘ কলেবর.
His nose was raised and his lion-like neck was enchanting. His body was taller and more golden than that of anyone else. So he's very tall.
যে সেখানে থাকিয়া সকল লোক বলে দেখো ঠাকুরের কেশ শুভে নানা ফুলে.
People in all directions said, see how the Lord's hair is decorated with various flowers.
এতে লোকের সে হইল সমুচ্চয় সরিসপ পড়িলে তল নাহি হয়.
The crowd was so thick that if a mustard seed was dropped, it would not reach the ground. The crowd of people was so thick that even a small mustard seed would not reach the ground if it was thrown among them. So it was crowded, big crowd, yeah.
তথাপিহ হেন কৃপা হইল তখন সবেই দেখেন সুখে প্রভুর বদন.
Yet, by the mercy of the Lord, everyone could happily see the Lord's face, even though everybody was crowded in. Sometimes when there's a crowd, you can't see. But there, still, everybody was crowded, still they could see Lord Chaitanya's lotus face, moon-like face.
প্রভুর শ্রীমুখ দেখি সব নারীগণ হুলাহুলি দিয়া হরি বলে অনুক্ষণ।
On seeing the Lord's beautiful face, all the women made auspicious sounds and constantly chanted the name of Hari. Commentary. The word hula huli refers to uladwani, a sound Bengali ladies make while vibrating their tongues. Oh, you know how to make that sound? You know how to make, how does that
Yeah.
go? Oh, okay. Yes. Sometimes you hear it in the temple, but not so often. Do they
No,
make that in, they make that sound in Odisha also or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we do puja, Prabhu, we do that, like at home, like
Even
every
I
day in the
think
morning.
weddings also they do.
Morning, evening, when puja time, Sarti time, we will do that.
Okay. Very nice. Very nice.
It's very nice. It brings a very auspicious mood, actually. It has its effect, yeah.
So this whole pastime is a meditation on Lord Chaitanya and his physical, whatever, his transcendental form, and the initiation, inauguration of Sankirtan. So that's really very auspicious. We'll do a few more verses. We're already at a few more verses.
কান্দির সহিত কলা সকল দুয়ারে পূর্ণ ঘট শুভে নারিকেল আগ্রসরে।
Narikeel. At every doorstep there were bunches of bananas, clay pots filled with water, coconuts, and mango twigs. Mother Vindyavali is shaking her head. Yes, you know, this is how you decorate your house, isn't it? This way, yeah.
I don't know, in other places in Orissa, it used to be like this. But hardly, I don't know if they still do. So they always put all this stuff, special occasions outside, and the procession happens, they keep all this. Does it happen in other places also?
Mother
Still now they
Vindyavali,
do that. Prabhu.
Bangladesh, yes.
Yeah. For Durga Puja, for any puja, they will have a ghat
Mm.
with an coconut and mango leaves.
That is auspicious for us, mango leaves and
Mango
coconut.
leaves, yes.
Very auspicious.
Five mango leaves will be there, and coconut. Dry
You have to
coconut.
have a coconut that's not rotten inside.
No, mostly we don't get like that, Prabhu.
No, in
Mostly
India
they
you
will-
got good
no,
coconuts.
here
Yeah.
they
Yes,
starve
sir.
it. And that's why it happens.
Yes, Prabhu, that is green coconut, so
Mhm.
it's not rotten inside.
Okay,
Never,
green coconut. Good, green
Yeah.
coconut. Good.
It's
Never.
called, in Bengali, it's called dab.
Dab, yeah, dab.
Dab.
Still has the water inside. Yeah, dab. So green coconuts. Good. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah.
ঘৃতের প্রদীপ জ্বলে পরম সুন্দর দধি দুর্ভা ধান্য দিব্য বাটার উপর।
There were most attractive ghee lamps burning and opulent plates filled with yogurt, durva grass, and rice paddy.
এই মতো নদিয়ার প্রতি দ্বারে দ্বারে হেন নাহি জানি ইহা কোন জনে করে।
Every doorstep in Nadia was decorated in this way, yet no one knew who had done this. What do you make of that?
Very interesting.
We heard from in the Caitanya Caritamrita, Lord Chaitanya instructed them to decorate decorate the city, and that means their houses also. But here it says nobody knew who had decorated some of. So apparently there was some other some other influence going on also.
Is it to educate people in society, and the Lord has made this happen?
Yeah, we don't know. Later, there's going to be a discussion a little bit. There'll be a talk about how Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, when he went to Dwarka, immediately, he transferred all the residents of Mathura to Dwarka. And overnight, there were all these different palaces constructed. It's by, Lord Krishna arranged it with the help of Vishwakarma. So something like that, perhaps with that influence.
বলে স্ত্রী পুরুষ সব লোক প্রভু সঙ্গে কেহ কেহ কাহ না জানে পরমানন্দ রঙ্গে.
In their ecstasy, the men and women who chanted with the Lord did not know who else was present there.
চুরেরও আছিল চিত্ত এই অবসরে আজি চুরি করি বাঙ্গ প্রতি ঘরে ঘরে.
The thieves thought, this is a golden opportunity. Today, we will steal from each and every house.
শেষে চুর পাশরিল ভাব আপনার হরি বই মুখে কারো না আইসে আর.
Ultimately, the thieves forgot their own plans, and nothing other than the name of Hari was heard from their mouths. Commentary: in this regard, one should discuss verse 113 of the Sri Caitanya Caritamrita, beginning with Sri Putradi Katam. Now that Lord Chaitanya Chandra has revealed the path of pure devotional service, the materialists have given up talking about their wives, children, and material affairs. The scholars have given up debating the scriptures. The yogis have given up the trouble to control their breath, and ascetics have given up their austerities, and the impersonalists have given up studying Vedanta. Being attracted by the sweet beauty of devotional service to Krishna, all the shopkeepers have stopped selling their insignificant wares. And one addition to that is what? That the thieves have forgotten to steal. There were their plans to steal by seeing the beauty of the Krishna Kirtan and Sankirtan party, Lord Chaitanya's. We'll do a few more verses, a couple more verses.
হইল সকল পথ হই কডি মজ কেবা করে কেবা ফেলে হেন রঙ্গ হয়.
The entire road was filled with puffed rice and small conch shells, but everyone was in such happiness that no one knew who brought them or who threw them. So it sounds like they were throwing puffed rice. And what are the small conch shells? What is that? What is? I don't know about that. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It's if you go to the seashore, you will find something just like small. It's not the shell, but it's round. It's round like shankha, but it's smaller, very small in size, like half of an inch or maybe like that.
Yeah, shells.
And that's those are using to, for what purpose that is?
That is kodi.
Okay. Kodi. Kodi.
Kodi.
Kodi was a currency in India in the past, isn't it?
Oh, you would find the currency on the seashore.
I don't know. We used to, was worship, in the past. I think that was a currency in India in the past.
Okay.
As far as I know, in our home still, they used to talk about Kodi.
It was equivalent to currency for offering to Lakshmi Devi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we use those in a wedding also.
This last verse.
স্তুতি হেন নামানিহ এ সকল কথা এই মত হয়ে কৃষ্ণ বিরহেন যথা.
Do not consider these topics as exaggerations. Such things happen wherever Krishna enjoys. So this is when the Supreme Personality of Godhead is there, all kinds of auspicious, wonderful things happen. And his presence there in his form as Lord Caitanya, the Panchatattva, and as the holy name, and as all his devotees. All these things are coming. Very, very wonderful. Okay. Thank you for your time and attention. Any comments, Krishna Kirtan Prabhu?
I wanted to
Krishna
say,
Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Brajesh Govinda Das.
Okay. Yes, Brajesh Govinda Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. I just want to share something. When I grew in the village, when I was little, might be 9 years old, then our village have glorifying the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This called one drama. It's called Nimai Sannyas. There's a nicely described, then the people already listening, lots of the villagers. And they just, I remember the one line is very nice. They're singing this song, like the beauty of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They said, like, I can just call the Bengali, the Oirup, they're singing, Oirup dekhle nari, joibon rakha daigo. This meaning, this, like, if any of the women see the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they cannot sting their youthness. They lost something like that. Really so wonderful verse. I remember that.
Incomparable beauty of Lord Chaitanya. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Krishna Kirtan Prabhu, you had a comment.
yeah. First of all, thank you for detour and really, really wonderful narrations. Two things is how Lord Chaitanya has made this Sankirtan, the activities of the devotees, the enthusiasm, the joy, and the preparation. At the same time, how the amount of people gathered to participate in the Sankirtan, and the beautiful description of Lord's appearance. It's mesmerizing to see how his description is given. We always talk about his beauty, but here Chaitanya Bhagavat is providing this detailed description. That's amazing. I just wanted to say it's very beautiful. I looked into it, and it comes with many volumes. This version it's available in BVT. I didn't think, but now I'm planning to get one.
Murari Gupta Prabhu, I see your hand up.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my obeisances. Very nice narration. I absolutely love the Chaitanya Bhagavat. I just wanted to say that, the Harinam really never went back into the house of Srivas, and it actually continues today in Philadelphia at the gates of City Hall. And if anybody wants to come out.
Oh, the gates of City Hall.
The gates of City Hall at the 15th and Market entrance. We'll be there from 11 to 2, dancing with Lord Chaitanya. So please come out if anybody would like. That would be really nice. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing this thing. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Sripad Vishugada Prabhu ki jai.
Harinama Sankirtan ki jai.
Hey.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, thank you.